Right, hello and welcome back to another match preview. This time it's Bristol City versus Swansea City in the Sky Bet Championship this Saturday, 12:30 p.m. kickoff away at Ashton Gate. Yeah, so obviously the hunt for a manager still goes on at the time of recording this. Obviously we were strongly linked to Kim Hellberg, which obviously hasn't happened. Looks as if he's on his way to Middlesbrough. There was also talk around Russell Martin, and then obviously Vitor Matos, which looked all but there. But then on the day of recording this, I've been seeing reports that the deal is now off. So yeah, I don't really know what's going on there. We won't have a manager, permanent manager in place for this game. Obviously, the club announced that Darren O'Day will be taking charge of this game. Obviously, he was an assistant for Sheehan, obviously alongside Martin Margerson, Chris O'Leary, and Richard Stearman, who are all staff members under Alan Sheehan. But yeah, to be fair, I can't really complain about that. Obviously, if we don't have a manager in place, then there's nothing we can do. So it'd be good for the fans to get behind Day. Obviously, sold out to Bristol. Maybe could have been Chris O'Leary who led the team. But as I said, it's only going to be short term. Hopefully anyway. But yeah, I think we've got to get behind him regardless, and hopefully we can try and get a positive result. But it's going to be a tough game. But yeah, no, as I said, obviously it looked very certain that we were going to be getting Matos, but then it obviously didn't happen. So yeah, I mean, who knows where we're going to go from here? But it's probably unlikely that we'll get someone in before the Derby game as well, because that's 3 days later than Bristol, and we've got West Brom next Saturday. So yeah, we've got three games in the space of 7 days. So it's going to be tough to get someone in soon, but we really do need to get someone in soon permanently. But if obviously two managers have sort of I don't know if they've directly turned us down, or whether they can't come to an agreement. But yeah, obviously if we've not managed to find one yet, maybe it's better if we do sort of take our time in one way. But then at the same time, if we haven't managed to get one over the whole international break, it is a little bit worrying. But yeah, as I said, we've got to get behind Day anyway, and hopefully we can get we've got to get behind O'Day, and yeah, hopefully we can try and get a positive result. But yeah, Bristol are a good side. We don't really have a great record against them, especially at their stadium. We'll be going to the game. It'll be my 4th time there. Haven't actually seen us lose there, to be fair. The 3 times I've been, we've happened to get a result. But yeah, I don't think we've overall really got great record against Bristol. But especially this season, they're a really good side. They currently sit in 8th place, but they were occupying the playoff positions for some time. But yeah, it's going to be a tough one. I think no one's really expecting us to go out there and get the win. I think a draw would be a good result, but there isn't any reason why we can't go out and get a win. But obviously it depends, what sort of side we put out. Who knows how O'Day will set up the team. But yeah, I'm going to run you through the injury news and suspensions for both sides. So starting off with Bristol, they've got quite a lot of players out, which is pretty good for where they are in the table with all those injuries. But yeah, they've got Ross McCrory out, they've got Sykes out with a leg injury, Neto Borges out with a calf injury, Rob Atkinson with a hamstring injury, Harry Cornick with a groin injury, Jason Knight with a groin injury, Max Bird with a calf injury, Joe Williams with an ankle injury, Cameron Pring with an ankle injury, and Luke McNally with a cruciate ligament injury. So yeah, they've got a lot of players out. So to be where they are on the table and perform the way they have, I think is excellent, despite the amount of players they've got injured. As for the Swans, I don't actually think we have any players out injured, but we do have 2 players missing through suspension, which are Ben Cabango and Josh Tyman, who've picked up 5 yellow cards this season. I think that they'll obviously be a massive miss, because they start pretty much every game. But other than that, I think we've got a fully fit and available squad to choose from. And then going on to the key players for both teams. So starting off for Bristol, the first player I'm going to go with is Anis Mehmeti. Very good player at this level, very good player on his day, and certainly somebody who can cause problems. Second player I'll go with is Scott Twine. Obviously got a lot of experience in the EFL, playing with MK Dons, Hull, Burnley. So yeah, he's got a lot of experience in the EFL, and he's a really good player. And the third one I'm going to go with is Sinclair Armstrong. Obviously played with QPR. I'm pretty sure he scored against us a couple of seasons ago when he was at QPR. And again, he's definitely someone who can cause us a lot of problems. And then going on to the Swans key players, if there's any Bristol fans watching this, I think these are the players you need to keep an eye out for the Swans. Firstly, I'm going to go with Ethan Galbraith. He's been absolutely excellent for us this season, been probably our best player in my opinion. So yeah, I'll go with him. Second one, I'm going to go with Goncalo Franco, who plays alongside him in midfield. I think he's been excellent, and he was our best player last season, and he hasn't started off too badly this season. So I'll say him. And the third one I'm going to go with is Zan Vopotnik up front. He's had a very good season. And, he's not far off double figures now, so hopefully he can get that very, very soon. So yeah, I'm going to go with Zan Vopotnik as the third one, and then going on to the team lineup. Then, so it's obviously going to be interesting to see how differently O'Day will line up compared to Sheehan, but for me personally, the lineup I'd like to see: in goals, Lawrence Vigouroux; right back, Josh Key; left back, I'll have to go with Ishe Samuel-Smith, because obviously Timon is injured, but I think he's suspended, but I think Samuel-Smith has done really well every time he's come in, so I'll go with him. Two centre backs, Cameron Burgess, who I think will have the armband alongside Kyle and Casey. Obviously Cabango being out for this one as well. In the midfield, I'm going to go with Ethan Galbraith, and I'm going to go with Goncalo Franco. In the number 10, I am actually going to go with Liam Cullen. I have a feeling he might play this game because he played very well for Wales midweek, so I have a feeling Cullen might play this one. And if we have Cullen, Galbraith, and Franco, it's quite an attacking team. So I think it'd be interesting to see if we go out there, more attacking. Obviously, I've got the likes of Stamenic and Yalkoué then, and Fulton, who a bit more defensive minded. But Yalkoué can play a little bit further forward as well. But I think that's like the midfield three I'd like to see. On the right, I'll go with Ronald. On the left, I'll go with Zidane Anusa, and up front, Zan Vopotnik. I think that's the lineup I'd like to see. Obviously, it might be completely different to what's actually picked on the day, but that's what I'd like to see anyway. And then finally onto a score prediction. As I said, we're going to be under, well, we're not going to be really under much pressure, but no one's really expecting us to go out there and get a result. We haven't got a manager in. Bristol are on good form this season. They're good at home. We've got two of our key back four players out. So yes, it's not looking too optimistic, but you never know in football. And we've got a sold out away end, so hopefully we can get behind the boys and try and get a win. But yeah, prediction wise, I'm going to be slightly optimistic. I'm going to say Bristol City 1, Swansea City 1. I think, given our current circumstances, I think a draw would be good. But obviously, it'd be nice if we get all three. But I'll go with 1-1. I'll say Mehmeti to score for Bristol City and to get the goal for the Swans. I'll go with Zan Vopotnik. But yeah, once again, a massive thanks for watching this. I will be back tomorrow with a matchday vlog. I'll be making the trip up to Bristol. It'll be my fourth time there. So yeah, as I said, a massive thanks for watching this, and stay tuned for tomorrow.